Hey everybody, welcome to What's Up Wednesday. This week I want to talk a little bit about our perception as human beings and what curiosity or a sense of curiosity can do when it comes to that perception. So, again, as humans, it's really easy to see something and make assumptions and judge it. And if we really stop and we think for a minute, it's probably not fair to do so, and it's probably not the best approach. The reason that I'm bringing this up is that yesterday on social media, on LinkedIn, I saw a picture of a fellow on an airplane, and he was PPE'd up. He had lots of personal protective equipment on, and I noticed at the time that there were somewhere around, I don't know, 76, 86 comments completely destroying this guy, really. He had a half mask, 3M half mask, elastomeric face piece respirator, and P100 filters on. Over the top of that, he had a surgical mask, and then he had a full face shield. He was on an airplane. So it's really easy to look at this guy and say, what's wrong with this guy? What's he thinking, right? But we don't know his perception. We don't know his situation. So when I look at that and I break that down scientifically, the first thing is the reason he's wearing a half mask with P100s is he obviously wants the highest level protection that he can get against whatever it is he's trying to protect himself against, whether that's COVID or something else. We don't know. We don't know his perspective. I think he probably put the surgical mask over the exhalation valve because he wanted to filter the air coming out of his respirator to protect those around him. That was probably his thought processes. There's no filter on my exhalation valve, so I'm going to put one over it. And then there's this idea that wearing a face shield is going to protect the eyes. And I'll tell you, nothing made me scratch my head more during the pandemic than being in the grocery store somewhere and seeing somebody wearing a face shield, especially the up face shields, and nothing else. I mean, that is not going to protect anybody. But the thing is it's really easy to look at this guy when nobody around him was wearing any PPE on the airplane because the mask mandate dropped. And we look at this one person and we judge that he's some kind of a crazy person for doing that. But what if he lost his whole family and he's the only one surviving from COVID? What if he has a significant pre-existing condition and he's really terrified? Can we show some compassion that maybe this guy is worried enough that it would comfort him if I put my mask on next to him? I'm not saying that somebody needs to do that, but read the room. And ultimately he did so for a reason, and it was really easy for everybody to judge him. And I'm not judging them for doing it. I'm just bringing up the point that maybe approaching it with a little curiosity, trying to understand why this person was doing what they were doing, would serve us all well. And I would say that this is a good example that we can easily point out, but you could probably look at 100 examples during a normal workday of areas where you jump to a quick assumption and make a judgment when you could stop, think with curiosity, ask some questions, and try to understand why it is what it is. Now, I will give our government an F minus for how they handled the pandemic and mask use and everything else. I think that could have been done so much better, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. We hope this helps, and we'll see you next Wednesday.